Joined now by CBS News political correspondent Ed O'Keefe. Ed, I just want to talk to you about a couple of things real quick. I want to get your sense for what would happen. Let's play both scenarios. What happens if the Democrats take the House? What happens then?
Then you'll see Democrats immediately launch investigations into a host of issues across the Trump administration. Everything from decisions made on the future of offshore drilling there in Florida, to the president's personal finances and taxes, to questions about why the Secret Service has to pay rent at places like Mar-a-Lago or Trump Tower here in New York. But you'll also see Democrats pushing for things like an ambitious bipartisan deal on infrastructure spending to rebuild the nation's roads and airports, perhaps a focus on doing something about prescription drug prices, the opioid crisis, and then, of course, negotiations over immigration policy. Does the wall get built and do dreamers get legalized? Those are the kinds of discussions that we should expect to see early next year.
All right, let's play the other side of the coin. What happens if Republicans hold on to the House? How much will that embolden the president, and what could we see after that?
Totally emboldens the president and Republicans, who have vowed to continue finding ways to tweak the Affordable Care Act. But if they've learned one lesson from this election cycle, they understand if they do anything to the nation's health care policy, they've got to protect pre-existing condition coverage. That has been a big topic of conversation in races there in Florida and across the country. The other thing you'll see at least the Senate do is continue to confirm conservative justices across the country in courts that need them, and possibly have to confirm a whole new slate of cabinet secretaries. Everybody from the Attorney General to the Interior Secretary to the Commerce Secretary is at risk of losing their job. That kind of work, hearings, investigation, and final confirmation votes, can eat up most of the early part of next year, at least for the Senate.
The president earlier today was saying that cabinet turnover isn't unusual after a midterm election, and he may be right. But I think what I'm hearing you say is we could expect even more than the typical type of turnover coming up.
Yeah, there's been conversation about as many as 6 or 7 cabinet secretaries. Usually you see turnover at the 4-year mark if a president gets a second term, not after 2 years. But 2 years in the Trump administration, I suppose, is like 4 years in a normal presidency. And so there's some understandable burnout, or at least displeasure from the president with the people he employs. Either way, if Republicans control the Senate next year, those people will ultimately eventually get confirmed. It's just a question of how much hysterics there is around those confirmations. But the personnel business has been so much of the focus of the Senate the last 2 years, it probably will be at least in the early part of 2019.
We've been focused here, obviously, on the governor's race here in Florida with Andrew Gillum against Ron DeSantis, and the history-making process of if Andrew Gillum wins, he becomes the first African-American to be the governor here. But this is also playing out in Georgia in that race. Are we seeing some similar trends that are happening in Georgia as we're seeing here in terms of the tone of that election?
Not only in the tone, but also in the style and the strategy used by both parties. They've nominated charismatic partisan warriors, essentially, in both states and in both parties. Nobody's really trying to hug the middle. They are keeping to their corners, believing that if they can run up their base of support enough, they can get over the finish line. Important to remember in Georgia tonight, though, somebody has to get to 50% at least in order to win outright. If they don't, there will be a runoff in early December in Georgia, and the rest of the 49 states will be focused on the nastiness there in the Peach State for at least another month or so. Well, the nice thing is in Florida, at least we know will be done tonight, barring a recount, which I guess Florida is always possible. Ed O'Keefe, I want to thank you very much for your time. And Elliot Rudabeh, back to you.